Hey guys, let's take a look at IXL S.5 percents of number and money amounts. And so if you recall, my best method is by using tape diagrams or bar models for this one. So let's say we're going to find 50% of $94. So thinking about it with a tape diagram or a bar model, we can say, okay, here's what we have. Here we have our 10 boxes that are $94. How much is every box worth? 1/10 would be $9.40. Each one is $9.40, and we're going to take 5 of those $9.40. So that would give us 50% right there. Or another thing we could do is we could take our 94 and just cut it in half, because 50% is half. And that would give us 47. Now adding up 940 5 times will also give us $47. So a couple of quick ways to solve that one. Let's look at another one, 70% of $10. Well, again, thinking of it as a bar model, we have $10 total. That's the whole amount. Let's think of our broken up boxes here. Here we have our 10 boxes. How much is each box worth? Well, 1/10 of 10 is 1. So every one of these boxes is worth $1 whole. And we need to take 7 of them. So we would have our 7 boxes right here, which tells us we have $7. That's a nice easy one, isn't it? I like those 10% problems because they're easy for me to solve. Now looking at the next one, 90% of $60. So again, we take our tape diagram, cut it into 10 individual boxes. We know the total amount is 60, and we've got to cover 9 of those. Well, since we're dividing 60 by 10, how much is each box worth? 60 divided by 10 is 6. So we know that each one of these boxes is $6. And so with $6 times 9 boxes, that's going to make our total amount here be $54. So we can say that 90% of $60 is $54. I like those also. Now let's look at another one here. It says complete the following statement, 50% of $60. Well, we could do a bar diagram or a tape diagram like we've done. Cut them all up. We know that the total is $60 over here, and we need to take in half of the boxes. That leaves us half taken up. And so each one of these boxes would be worth $6. 6 times 5, $30. So half of $60, or 50% of $60, is $30. Okay, a couple of ways to look at those. Let's take a look at a little bit more challenging one now. We want 55% of $80. So for my money, this is where the tape diagram really comes in handy. So we'll draw our tape diagram. We know that the total amount is $80. Now, thinking carefully about this, we're going to need 5 of the boxes and half of another box, right? Because with this, each one of these represents 10%. So we want 55%. So if every box is 10% here, we need 10 and then another half of a box right there. So we know that every box represents 8. But we only need half of this box, just this part right there. So how much is half of 8? We find out that that's 4. So these boxes right here would be 40, and then we take that extra little amount right there to make the 55%, and that's another 4. So what is 55% of 80? That's going to be, whoops, fix that up. That's going to be $44. Now, we could also think about what 1% is. If we know that 10% is 8, 1% is going to be 0.8. So even if we needed 51% of 80, we could still find that, couldn't we? Now, looking at our last problem, it's the most challenging. 20% of 15. So, thinking about our tape diagram or bar model here, cut that into our 9 boxes. We know that the total amount is $15. How much is one box? Well, thinking carefully, if we move the decimal over one spot to divide by 10, that tells us that each box is 1.5 or 1.5. And we could do that for all of these because they're all the same. But we only need 20%, which means we need just 2 boxes. So these 2 boxes would be 1.5 plus another 1.5. And 1.5 plus 1.5 is equal to 3. Okay, so we can solve this either with parts of boxes or parts of dollars, and it still works out. Okay, have an awesome day. Hopefully you'll be successful on IXL S.5.